This is a timeless reading, so trust that it will find you when it's meant to. And we'll see what's coming through. I hope it's not too loud. There is a festival going on in my little town, so there's actually a lot of noise currently. But here are some messages for you today. The Knight of Cups. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Just gonna put these down and show you. The Star. Temperance. Oh, I love this card. Look at that. And the Artist in reverse. Okay. So I'm feeling called to straight up talk to you about the Artist first, as this is a very special card that comes with this particular deck, an extension of the tarot itself. The Artist speaks of someone who has understood that the source, the well that came before. Well, let me explain it this way. We finished the tarot with the World, understanding that all is one. This deck then adds two cards. First, the Well, which is understanding that all comes from one. All is coming from this well, source, energy. And then the Artist understands that the source is their tool and everything that is, and therefore they can mold it and they can create out of it and become the artist. So we have some sort of a blockage, or something is holding you back from expression and from shining. We have a lot. I think this message is particularly for someone or for people who are trying to stand in their creative power and their self-expression. So you might be an artist, you might be a painter, you might be a musician, you might be doing videos on the internet. But what I'm seeing here, this is very much about you finding some sort of balance that allows for you to shine like the star you are, and to get out of whatever is holding you back currently from embracing the artist within and creating. What can this be? Well, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Knight of Cups. Sorry guys, I get a little antsy because there's people now in my town and it's never happening, and I don't want anyone to like walk up on me because I get socially anxious. Anyway, maybe, why am I sharing this? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But we have the Knight of Cups and we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. So this is someone striving towards emotional maturity and emotional stability, emotional fulfillment. Yeah, very much being truthful to their emotions with themselves and others, and expecting that in return from people as well. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, you might be struggling right now with juggling a lot of things in your life, a lot of responsibilities. But we're going to get a bit more. Can we have an explanation for the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles? The Four of Pentacles. You're holding back. I think you're allowing responsibilities and potentially other goals to hold you back and hold you in place. The Four of Pentacles is someone holding on to what they have because they're scared of losing what they've built. So you might be in that position right now. Can we have one of these to explain the situation? Oh, communication. All right, so you might be in a communicational no, that's not the word. You might be in a sort of a problem situation when it comes to communication. You might be feeling a blockage in communication. I'm struggling to get this message across right now. So maybe something, and this is also material. Yeah, we have the earth element. So maybe something in the material world is just kind of holding you back from expressing creatively. I hear stuff and I keep thinking some random bike's gonna show up. I'm sorry for being a little antsy on this one. But it's all meant to be. It's all meant to be as it is, and to trust that is the best we can do in this world, I think. And in the impermanence and the uncertainty of life, change is certain. You agree, Mr. Chunks? He does, and he's hungry. Yeah, I think this is the first time you guys get to see him properly. Okay, can we have some more? What do we need to talk about? The Knight of Swords and the Two of Wands. Again, twos, a lot of juggling, a lot of things that seem to be needing balancing out in your life. The Knight of Swords speaks the King of Swords, someone who's mastered their minds and their decision making. They trust themselves and they make fair judgment. With the Two of Wands, there is an idea popping up, something in your mind that's asking you to explore it, but you're still not at a place where you fully can. What are you being asked to explore here? What are you being asked to explore for this reading, for the collective, please? What are they being asked to explore? The Sun. Yeah, and you know what? The card actually fell right on top of the Artist. You're meant to go within and connect with your inner child again. There is the Artist within that is constant. And you know which part of you knows that and feels that deeply in their bones. It's your inner child. Your inner child who does not care to call it creation, but they simply do and are. And we call it playing, and we call it creating, and we call it imaginative, but they are just simply existing without putting any meaning behind it, and in that fulfilling their creational expression. And then, you know, we come in as social animals and the humanness of our experience that kind of then puts labels on and blockages and boundaries. So you're being asked to explore this inner kid of you, the version of you that enjoyed having fun and just, you know, going out and doing whatever you feel like doing and following the little whims in life. What can this collective do to get back in touch with the inner kid? Oh my God. Well, this is going to be really fast for you. We had a lot of cards come out straight away. Right, I'm going to move a little bit so you guys can still see my mister, because he's just the sweetest. But yeah, we had the Eight of Wands right on top. Fast movement, quick changes. And how are these changes coming about? Through the Page of Wands in reverse, you have to face your fear of expression. The page is still very early in his development, in his journey. But he's trying to stand in his power and trust that creativity, that spark from within. And this is blocked. So there is this willingness there, but there is still something holding you back. And it's this lack of belief in yourself. This might have come from your home life. I am seeing we have the Ten of Cups left over in the Judgment card. So family, and this is actually a really positive card. This is the card of, you know, building yourself a home and emotional fulfillment in regards to your family situation. But with there being judgment here, this is a lesson that you are, in this lifetime, I'm being called to tell you, you're meant to deal with that. The family situation you were brought into in this life, and whatever transpired in that, led to you having this internalized judgment. And this internalized judgment led to this lack of belief in self, even though there's this willingness. But by acknowledging that, it allows for you to take away the hold that it has over you. What does that mean? Can you suddenly create when you... it's a very gradual process. I can share from myself. I started my performance as an artist myself at like 4 or 5 years old. I started my music journey, and I was on stage all the time until I was about 18, and it's been 10 years and I have not been on a stage. So, you know, it's a gradual process sometimes for us to get into our power and get into trusting ourselves and allowing ourselves to express. But it's a journey. It's a journey, and it's a challenge. It's an exercise that allows for your muscles to get stronger, for your trust in yourself, and for your abilities to grow as well. You know, we tend to, as artists, we need to remind ourselves why we create. Right? I'm being called to pick some cards here while I'm speaking. But we need to remind ourselves why we create. We create for creation itself, for nothing else. If people like it, amazing. If they don't, that's okay. But any person who connects with what you create This is a level of communication, that goes beyond the verbal. It goes beyond what we deem to be communication a lot of times. And that's how we connect on such a deep level, when we connect through our art to people. Because we're speaking way past the surface of things. And you need to trust that you are attracting people who see that in you. Not just people who see that in you, but people who resonate with your art, and who will confirm your trust. Does that make sense? Rather than, because we're human beings, and there's always this dissociation that we have from the unity, right? So we see duality, we see they and me, you and me. And through that comes then this fear of judgment, because, you know, we're social creatures. We need to be accepted for our survival to be ensured. So it makes a lot of sense that we put that the opinions, outside opinions, are important. But this can be still the case while we still shift our perspective in a way. So you can recognize the need for external validation, not even validation, but some sort of reaction, wanting some sort of reaction, but seeing the beauty in the positive reaction rather than the negativity, and focusing on that. So seeing the people that do connect. If 100 people tell you your stuff is bad, but one person says, you really touched me, and you really managed to connect with a part of me that I didn't even know wanted to be connected with. That is so beautiful, and that is such a gift that we are giving to everyone who's experiencing it, to the person creating and to the one who's receiving the creation. Life is really hard, and it's hard to be a human being. It's hard to exist. So, and this is my opinion, but my way of living is to think we need to support one another always. We are all one. We're all connected. Why wouldn't you want to lift up yourself? You know, and we have to obviously still understand that there's this separation level where we have to watch after ourselves and find the balance in that, and not just, you know, again, we have this balance conversation coming up, finding the balance between the internal belief in self and the external reaction, whether good or positive, and how we connect to it. But there we have it. There's hope. It's the trusting. You trusting that your art is going to reach the people that it's meant to reach, your work is going to reach the people that it's meant to reach, is already putting your GPS in the right destination. Because then if you drive past people who don't receive it, who don't connect to it, for whatever reason, there's no good or bad in any of it, right? It's just creation manifesting itself and being and perceiving itself. You know, you can just keep going, and you'll continue until you reach someone. Until you reach someone with your car, with your GPS. I feel like communication today is feeling a little choppy, guys, but it's all good. It is meant to be, I'm sure. But I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of you for embracing this conversation if you're still here, because it might be difficult as artists. You know, we all are deeply self-judgmental about our stuff. But what Spirit wants you to know today and in this moment is that you can create, you can trust in your creation, for it will reach whoever it is meant to reach. You just have to put it out there. And once you do it, it's gonna move super fast. Is there people coming? It's just my mister making noise. Okay, we're gonna get you just a few more cuts. What kind of advice can we give today? Maybe you're feeling anxious about people today as well. I've been particularly anxious. The Ace of Wands just came flying out. I hope the camera caught that, because it literally went flying. And look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful guidance message for you. Connect to the well of the artist. Connect to the universe. Connect to creation. You are creation itself. I have a meditation. I'm going to put it in the description if I remember. To connect with your creativity and to allow yourself to just flow and not let the ego take over and tell you, no, think about this again. Do you really want to be perceived like that? When you can't control anyone's perception. You can't. So, fuck it. Fuck it, my dudes. I need to tell that myself. I'm getting anxious about people coming around. If they come around, they'll see a random lady sitting in the forest doing tarot cards. And you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. It is what it is. Embrace your creativity. Embrace whatever needs to come out, whatever wants to be shared, whatever needs to be heard. Because you might be making a big difference in someone's life. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here to just support each other and allow for life to move a little more smoothly. Let it flow. Okay, we have these 2 more cards. The King of Cups. We had the King of Swords before. So what I'm hearing is an advice for you is to allow yourself to feel your emotions a bit more. You're striving towards it, but then you rationalize it sometimes. So allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to express. Don't shy away from expression, because if you're shining your truest self, you will get a reaction. But again, focus on the positive, focus on the people that connect, rather than the people that are triggered or just don't like it for whatever reason. You know, we're all coming from the position that we are in that moment. Everything changes all the time. We change all the time, and you're never gonna please everyone. You know, it could be the sweetest fruit, and not everyone's gonna like you. It is what it is. I personally don't like fruit so much, so, you know. We've got the 7 of Cups, and it came out in reverse. So there's a reminder for you to not get lost in illusion and not get lost in the physical world that is an illusion. Like, do not get lost in putting so much energy into the material and getting all your responsibilities met, because of course you have to, right? We can't just decide to disconnect from our humanness because we are in this body. You're still gonna have to eat, you're still gonna have to sleep. So there's so much things that you're still gonna have to do to survive, and you have to keep doing them. But it's recognizing that there is more to life than that, and to consciously choosing to work on the parts that feel maybe a little bit more wishy-washy and less stable, less giving you this instant gratification of I've achieved something, but more a long-term satisfaction of I was allowed to express something. It's not about achieving, it's about expressing and connecting, my dearests. And I'm gonna finish this reading with a few of my notes. Look, I brought this all the way into the forest, guys. Let's see what we got. I hope this video turned out okay. But you know what? It's gonna turn out as it turns out, and people are gonna connect as they connect. I'm truly just trying to do as I say, which is, you know, live in that truth, and live in the trust and in the hope that everything that I crave to be in this life and everything that I want to do in this life for the world and everyone around me is going to be mirrored back, and that it will attract the people that see life in the same way, like you, hopefully. Alrighty, your last messages, my dear. Open your eyes to societal and cultural illusion. What were you just talking about with the 7 of Cups? There you go, exactly. It is an illusion. We have to follow it, yes, because we're in this play and we got to play our role. But at the same time, realize it's a play. Realize there's no actual rules to life. I know, crazy. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, what we should all connect, there's no shoulds and shouldn'ts, but what I hope we can all connect on is an understanding that we should treat one another with kindness and respect, as much as we crave that to be met in the interactions we have towards us. Okay, what do we have else? Time to go on a trip. Ooh, maybe you've been feeling called to go somewhere. This is your sign. Trips can, like going outside of your routine, outside of your comfort zone, can really help open up the mind sometimes. And change perspectives, right? Because you literally change your perspective. You move. You're looking at stuff from a different place. Confidence is slowly manifesting. Yeah, keep going. And I'm super curious. If anyone is listening to this who is an artist and who would like to share with the community, with the people here, please do, and leave your stuff in the comment section. I want us all to support each other and just like allow each other to be and connect where we want to. No, connect on our truest nature. Yeah, and also another thing I want to say, be an example for people. Because I know for a fact throughout my life growing up, and I've been told many a times, or I've been made to feel odd for who I am, how I exist, how I express, how I create. And you know what? I know for a fact that I am also I've made a lot of impact in people's life by just being me. Not doing anything other but being honest about who I am, how I feel, what I need. And allowing for other people to see, oh my gosh, you can do that. And that's actually a thing. I don't have to follow societal pressure. You don't. You don't, my dearest. You have to embrace the consequence of that. But, you know, allow yourself to just be. Slowly but surely you will. Someone is flirting with you, my dear. Oi, oi, oi. I mean, I don't know where you're at, but it is summer season where I'm at, and very much a lot of socializing opportunities that might be coming up for you right now. But maybe embracing your flirty self, and I'm seeing the King of Cups right underneath there. Yeah, so this might be someone coming in who is emotionally mature, who is able to meet you where you are at, and who sees life in that way through creativity, through expression. Yes, I'm really seeing that for you. I'm really seeing that for you, and I hope that for you, my dearest. Listen to your heart as much as you listen to your head. I'm gonna have to show you again. We started this reading off with you being in this King of Swords, the mind, and then as the advice, get into the emotion, into the King of Cups. Exactly. Listen to your heart as much as your head. Maybe listen to the head and the heart, because it's a great fucking band. Okay. I also have some covers on here if you check my music playlist, I think. Cleaning your surroundings cleanses your mind as well. This is again allowing for a shift of perspective. By changing the things around you, you change your outlook. You're now looking at different things. But sometimes we can't change where we are at, but we can change what is around us. And this is kind of the message here, I feel. And the very last message, and then I'll let you go, my dears. Acknowledge, and I wrote this wrong, the spectrum between black and white. I'm just gonna hide my very bad spelling, but acknowledge the spectrum between black and white. I must have been very tired when I wrote this. But yeah, acknowledge that we are all different. There's no right or wrong. It's allowing people to exist between the dualities of life. There is you and me, this illusion, but we need to allow people to exist within the illusion as well. It's one layer of the onion. Allow people to just be and express who they are. We're all individuals, and yet we are all one. We're all completely separate and yet all one. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like it does not make sense, but it is. Like, if we try to logically explain, this is as close as we can get to explaining what the fuck's going on. And with that, I will leave you to continue doing what the fuck you're doing, and continuing to express and create and share, please, whatever you are creating with people, trusting that it will reach the people it is meant to. Okay? My dearest, I'm gonna leave you now, and I'm gonna go back home. My little one wants to as well. It's dinner time. See you later, alligator. Bye-bye.